I've been trying to reach her, trying to tell her that I'm still here, still close. Just like the sound that lingers in the wind long after being heard. I'm still here. I must seek out those through whose sensitivities I can make myself known.
Well, thoughts are living things. They're a living energy. I mean, you've got current going through, well, the machine. You've got currents going through the machine. You can't see the current, but it makes a living reality. And that's exactly the same with your thoughts. The power of thought is living, and every thought you have registers. And it registers in the etheric, and it registers in the aura around you. We've fallen into the trap of believing if we can't see it, then it is nothing.
Mavis Petilla is a medium. Since a serious acute illness some 22 years ago, she has been able to see and hear the spiritual presence of those who are deceased.
But I couldn't switch it off, so I was never a normal person. And we lost a lot of friends through it, and relatives who still disapprove because they didn't want to know. I'd become kind of that odd person. I'd become odd, a bit strange in the mind. And so I had to go somewhere where I could learn to understand it, what I was doing and what was happening. And that, first of all, took me in many directions until eventually I found a spiritualist church. And from there, then, I learnt that I have to cooperate, and it's a partnership, and then I learnt to develop it. If I could call it a power that builds up within you, and it's like an awakening, it's as if the power just builds, and suddenly there's an awakening, and the mind has gone forward. It just steps forward into a different vibration altogether. There's a different level of consciousness operating that's beyond the physical. You're acute, everything is very acute. Your fingers, your body, everything becomes lighter, because you don't only alter the mind, yourself alters. Everything to do with you alters and changes, and then you go into that state of consciousness which brings the telepathic link with the world of the spirit. So come on a journey with me, let's relax, and I'm a clairaudient medium, which means that basically I'm going to use the sound of a voice. So I won't be able to say I'm coming to you. I'm going to have to work with the world of the spirit, let them build the evidence, and what I need from you is for you to speak up. When I begin, there could be 4 or 5 of you accepting the evidence at the beginning. But when we have worked the evidence through and we have the great mosaic, then we will have just one person who will receive the contact. And of course, it is a good idea for it to be demonstrated this way, because it removes telepathy, doesn't it? It also says to people, well, we're not taking one piece of evidence and saying that that is the sum total. What we're doing is we're building the evidence. It's as if, they're writing you a letter. And as you're reading it, you'll be nodding your head saying, yes, that's right. Yes, I remember that. And it means that one individual will get a contact that will give them and will give the spirit world a bridge over which love may pass. And I felt as if I was being drawn to this side of the room. As I'm working, I know that there is a child in the spirit world as well, because they're talking, Mother and Nellie are taking care of a child that's gone to spirit world. But I feel that the mother is very upset on the earth, as if there's still thoughts about a child. Does that make sense, Joe? It's not linking. Give me a lovely no if I'm wrong.
There is a child gone to spirit, but it's in the past.
And there's a Nellie over there.
Yes.
Then is there a Bob as well?
Yes.
That's fine. Then if I'm correct, you also know someone that has lived... Have you had a connection to Station Road, or people that have been connected with stations or railways?
I have an uncle who worked on the railway.
Then you know Jim as well then?
Yes.
Okay, because I know I've got to take you towards the railway and I have to mention a Jim.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now then, we have just missed an anniversary, I believe. Does that make sense, Joe?
Yes.
Because they keep saying to me they wanted to bring you memories for last month. Now we're in November now, so I've got to go back into last month.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Now I believe that you have an anniversary belonging to the earth, but I know there's also an anniversary of someone who passed to spirit world.
That's right.
So it's 2 anniversaries in 1 month.
That's
Does that
right.
make sense?
Yes.
I have a Richard here who I'm quite sure was known as Dick, because that's what I'm being told.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now I just said to him, how did you die? And he said, well, I just dropped dead. Does that make sense? And really that's not very good evidence, is it? Because, you know, we all drop dead in the end, don't we? But would I be right to say that you have had connections where it's been very, very hilly, terraced houses, cobbled streets?
Yes, yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Then if that's correct, there must have been a connection to Taylor Street. Because I'm quite sure if you can find the people at Taylor Street, you're going to find me my person who just dropped dead. Okay?
Yes.
I feel as if there was pigeons, you say. Someone did have pigeons and would have had a pigeon cote in a backyard. This is not to do with an allotment, this is a backyard. Does that, I'm sure I'm with the lady in grey.
Yes, yeah, because my son kept pigeons in the backyard.
Did he?
He has them yet, but he has them on the...
But they were kept in a
They were
backyard.
kept in what used to be the old toilet.
That's fine.